Hi guys, welcome back to my book channel. My name's Hannah if you're new here. Hello. I am going to be doing my January wrap up today. I actually read a lot more books in January than I thought I had. For some reason I literally thought I only read one book, but turns out I actually read 4. So the books I read in January. So let's get started. The first book I read in January was And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie. This is such a short read. I think I read it in like a couple of days, if I remember correctly. I don't know, January's gone by really quickly. But And Then There Were None is obviously by Agatha Christie. One of the mysteries where strangers go to a soldier island on the Devon coast, cut off from the mainland, and there's no way of escaping, and slowly one by one they start disappearing or being mysteriously murdered, and you have to figure out who is the culprit. And I think this book is definitely where most modern thriller and crime writers get their ideas, that being books that are set on a desert island with a group of friends and people get murdered, etc. I really liked this. It was really short chapters, it was really easy to read, and now that I've read it I can now watch the TV series, which has some really good people in that TV series. So would highly recommend reading this by Agatha Christie if you haven't read any of her books. And I think I gave this a 4 out of 5. But yeah, that's the first book I read in January. Quick read if you want something to read in a day. Second book I read in January was The Switch by Beth O'Leary. I really enjoyed this one. I've seen a lot of mixed reviews for this book, and I think it's either like you really enjoyed it or you just didn't enjoy it at all. And I think the contrast between the two characters, obviously one of them being sorry, I just had to let my crazy cat outside to let his energy off. He was just hiding in my laundry bag. The Switch has mixed reviews. I personally really loved it. I love the contrast between the different ages and how they were both struggling with dealing with loss and grief and their self-worth and finding new friendships and new relationships and just how they dealt with it. Like, it was one of them books that I don't think I would read it again, but I would recommend like my parents, and I think my nan would even enjoy reading this, because the contrast between obviously the grandma being a pensioner doing all her things in her little town in Yorkshire, and then I've forgotten the girl's name actually, Lena, and then Lena being a busybody in London and never stopping really to relax or chill out or realise that she deserves better than her idiot boyfriend. Again, I think I preferred the flat share to the Switch, but I think I gave this a like 3.5 out of 5 because it was quite funny. Like, I was laughing towards the end of it, so it was definitely a pick-me-up kind of read. Again, the chapters are really short. Do we see a theme here? I enjoy short chapters because I feel like I can get through a chapter quicker. If you wanted a quick pick-me-up, and again it's like 300, it's only 320 pages, so again it's not like a monstrous book. You'll notice a theme if you watch my videos. I never really read a book that's more than like 300 pages because I just simply, it's too much effort for me. But yeah, I'd highly recommend The Switch by Beth O'Leary if you want uplifting to read. Third book I read, which was very disappointing, was The Thursday Murder Club by Richard Osman. I did a reading vlog of me reading this book, so I'll link it in an eye if I can figure out the YouTuber in me and figure out how to do that. I don't actually have a clue, but anyway, if I have figured it out, it'll be in an eye up here. So yeah, the third book I read in January was The Thursday Murder Club, and I feel like this book was trying too hard to be 2 genres at once, and it just did not work for me. I don't really understand, and it just dragged out the storyline. So essentially it's about a group of pensioners that have this thing called the Thursday Murder Club, and one of them's one of them is a retired like detective, and they want to figure out unsolved crimes and unsolved murders, and like the idea of it is very fun. Like it sounds like it'll be a good book, but the execution of it, I just really did not enjoy. I didn't find myself like wanting to carry on the story, because at points where it was being like really mysterious and like a murder was happening, they just throw in a lot of comedy elements, and it just didn't seem to work for me personally. I don't know, but I think this is his first ever book, so yeah, I don't really know. And even I spoke to my nan about this book and she's read it, and I said I don't really understand what was happening, like I'm very confused, and I was a bit like, it's not really my cup of tea. I mean, I read it, obviously I finished it, and I still didn't really grasp the concept. Like I think mixing two genres together, especially them being very fast apart, like a thriller mystery mixed with a comedy, I think, I don't know, the execution of the comical parts could have been so much better, and I think I didn't even do a review of this book on my bookstagram, but like I think on my Goodreads I gave it 2 out of 5. To be fair, I can't even really remember what actually happened in the story, so I don't know. Again, a new author, never read anything by him, and I don't know if he's got any other books out, but yeah, I don't know what genre this class is as, but for me, did not enjoy. Moving on, the last book I read in January was One by One by Ruth Ware. This took me a while to get through. I don't really know why. I think I just lost all motivation to read, because I feel like I was putting a lot of pressure on myself to read so many books in January. If you go back to my January to be read, like I had so many books on there, and I was just like, I clearly have read 4 books in January, so not really good going. Anyway, I did a whole book review of One by One by Ruth Ware, and I think because this storyline was so similar to And Then There Were None. Essentially, this book is this book, but this book is in modernised France, the Swiss Alps, and entertaining. Short chapters, complex characters. I did enjoy this book. I just feel like I've read so many stories of people being trapped in a mountain and then mysteriously disappearing, and you have to guess who the culprit is. I just feel like it's been done maybe one too many times. That's just my opinion. If you feel like there's better books than this one by Ruth Ware, please let me know, because I really did enjoy her writing style. I just need to know more more books of hers I should read. But yeah, so these are okay, let's do. I love how like 3 of them are hardback. We love that. These are the 4 books I read in January. Again, not a lot of books, but then again, I'm not putting pressure on myself to read so many books, like, because I feel like Bookstagram just puts a lot of pressure on people that are slow readers, and like I cannot read 10 books a month. I wish I could, but I have other things to preoccupy my time. These are the 4 books that I read in January. Let me know if you guys have read any of these books, or what books you read in January, and I shall see you guys in my next video. Thank you for watching. Bye!